Hello everyone. I am very sure that almost everyone is aware by now on what is mental health and the value that it holds to every individual.
I agree with you on that. I remember when I struggled with my mental health once, it was very difficult times.
I know what you mean, and I think that our other members have different experiences with their struggles as well that they would like to share and how they cope with it.
For me, I struggle with generalized anxiety disorder. I was worried about everything, things I couldn't control, like getting stuck in the traffic and being late for school made me really angry. I worried about what other people thought of me. This really caused a problem in my relationships. Sometimes I yelled at people, felt shortness of breathing, and at night I was exhausted and sad. And each morning, looking at my schedule is the worst part of the day. It felt impossible to do everything I put on the list. I was worried about so many things for so long, but I got help. I worked with a great counselor that I knew in our church and took an SSRI. I even started yoga and do exercise. Now, when I begin to feel stress, I can look the situation more carefully, slow down my breathing, and take care of any task that is reasonable.
I experienced in the past pandemic a problem about my anger issues, where I get angry and annoyed easily by small things like doing chores, my mother's voice, talking to someone, and interacting with my brother, where I did things that I never knew I would do in my life. Like I have a fight almost every day with my mom and brother due to pettiness or small things. And because of that, my mother had a hypertension attack due to the painful words that I said to her. I beat my young brother, and I always think that they should die cold-heartedly, or I really mean their deaths, which up to this day is still bugging me every day that before I sleep, it will just reflash my memories. I have accepted that I will never be a good person due to that events, and whenever I go, and sometimes people say that I'm a good person, I cringe knowing that I would never be, and what horrible things I did to my family. In this day, I learned to be calm whenever someone speaks or criticizes me, keeping in mind that I am a changed person and I will never do it again. I knew that stress is one of the key factors of my anger, so I limit my social media or internet hours, sleep early, schedule my studies so I will have a leisure time, watch and learn through videos that will help me in real life, and I work out too, especially whenever I feel down to get rid of my unnecessary thoughts.
Based on my experience on how to deal with my struggles in mental health, I had to learn that overthinking is ineffective, which makes me stressed and that I have no control over most things. Now that I am returned from being a student, I have realized that the most effective way to handle stress is to keep releasing the stress every now and then. What I do is calm myself down. In fact, I make myself indifferent or numb to situations. I drink a glass of water. According to studies, sleeping is important as breathing. Let your body and mind revive while you sleep. If initiating sleep is difficult, I try reading an ebook on my mobile.
During my time in school, a particularly challenging period arose when I faced a heavy academic workload, coupled with social pressures and self-imposed expectations. The constant juggling of assignments, exams, and the desire to excel began to take a toll on my mental health. To cope with the overwhelming stress, I first acknowledged the impact it was having on my well-being. I allowed myself to recognize that it was okay not to have everything figured out and that seeking help was a sign of strength, not weakness.
Engage myself in some activities I enjoy, By doing that, I keep my mind occupied and be able to prevent myself from focusing on my loneliness. Activities like exercising, playing sports, being outside in green space, and listening to music capable to make me feel better. I also share my emotion, such as being more open about how loneliness affects me. It's really helpful because I feel less isolated when I see or hear a familiar face or voice.
And this is a friendly reminder that your emotions are valid, you are important, and don't be scared to seek professional help. It's the best out of the rest. When you're lost or don't know what to do, keep safe and healthy, physically and mentally.